Hello and welcome to another video by Rick Miracle Me. In my series in 2020, the year 2020 Rick Miracle Report, and this is number 27. The things that are going on in the world, we all wonder why. What's going to happen? Who isn't wondering that with the coronavirus? Stock market tanking, threats of World War III, monitoring systems, artificial intelligence, microwave transmitters, genetically modified foods, vaccines. Crazy, crazy. I've been reading this book. Phoenix Journal 139. Georgios series Hanton. So from 1990 to 1999, 10 years, they had the Liberator newspaper and the Contact newspaper, and apparently all that research, they were making these journals, about 120 of them. And you can find them at the Phoenix source. Look up Phoenix Journals, you should be able to find them. And it's taken me 3, 4, 5, 6 years, I don't know, to accumulate the magazines that I have accumulated. So I thought I'd show these books I've accumulated. Out of 120, I think I have about 20. So let's just look at one cover at a time. The Bitter Communion, Altars of Hemlock. And a new religion shall sweep across the lands, and the people will be deceived. Phoenix Journal, number 25. Sorting the Pieces, Relative Connections. Sorting the pieces. In forming any picture from the myriads of pieces of a picture puzzle, you must first sort the pieces. This requires knowledge. In truth, lies will not make a picture whole, only the presented fable. Only in truth can you make heads and tails of the way it is. It is time to see and hear that which is. You cannot turn into the spiritual journey unless you recognize that which has come about in your physical experience, and the limitations being increased as we speak. To break the bonds, you must come to see God and the anti-God in full reflection. Number 76. Like I said, it's taken me years to collect these 20, and I continue year after year finding one or two on used book sites or whatever. Phoenix Journals. So they were trying to get the word out during the 1990s and 1980s and even 2001 to 2010. Privacy in a Fishbowl. Spiral to Economic Disaster. Phoenix Journal, number 10. The titles tell us everything. Nice thick books. I and my Father are one. Secrets of Universal Order, Eternal Quest of Man. The Pleiades Collection, Volume 3. So, are there beings from another star system, the Palladian star system? Are there forces like angels or beings, Galactic Federation, coming here trying to warn us, teach us, get us to wake up so we can choose to be able to have soul growth instead of soul destruction? Is that what life's all about? Taking off the blindfold. Number 90. As you struggle to find balance, you must remove the blindfold from your eyes and see what is impacting your very existence. You must see clearly that which you could never see or hear. Denial will not allow for stability, nor will it allow for growth. Only assurance of deeper boggling into and within the lie Ones have gone before you and offer truth of these players of this wheel of experience. Those who would puncture your tires and those who can plug the leaks. Either way, you have to do the work at hand, and to do so requires awakening and knowing, taking off the blindfold. People got to wake up. So I was watching news this Sunday morning. Today is March 8th, and the sky spraying here in the mountains of North Carolina is off the chart. Helter-skelter X's and cross lines all over the sky. I probably got about 10 videos. I need to put that together in a video and publish it. So they're spraying us seriously. You can see the jets just dumping it out and crossing each other's path, flying side by side. It's crazy. And then you got the coronavirus, and the name coronavirus is telling, I guess. Corona. What is the corona? The corona is the glow around the sun. A corona. And what is it that the occult groups worship? Symbols of the sun. Coronavirus, the sun's glow. And all the occult have the sun symbol. So they're telling us what's going on. And the news report I was watching this morning, the newscaster, Chris, whatever his name is on Fox News, said that it may take a year to a year and a half to get the vaccine available to the public, and that Italy had been, North Italy had been quarantined, and nobody could leave their homes or go anywhere, kind of limited. Korea, same thing. China, same thing. So billions of people are being affected, even in Iran and other countries. So apparently this is a worldwide pursuit to take control of the planet. And when they do shut everything down and quarantine everybody, think about it. Where are people going to get money? And all the industries that will flounder, the people, the owners of those businesses probably aren't wealthy. So the whole system across the whole world could collapse. And now they have the advanced technologies to monitor us and kill us and imprison us. It could prove to be, this is the big one. This is the one where martial law will be enacted and the whole system will come down and everybody will riot and be killed. And the outcome, of course, the few that live will be enslaved and the elite will have their global world order if they don't destroy the planet. That stuff's in these books. Phone home, E.T. Reach out and touch someone like God. Pleiades Connection, Volume 4. Number 34. Tangled Webs. Gotcha. Tangled Webs. 43. Tangled webs are woven when the lies of men are spoken. In the weaving is deceit, from which man shall find no safe retreat. Through truth shall come thy only route, for God attends the final bout. Kind of poetic there, I guess. Cry of the Phoenix. Death Rattle of Freedom. The Plan 2000. This is number 11. Remember, you get these at this website. Look up the Phoenix Journals. There's a couple websites. Free PDF. You can download these. This one here, I had to print it all out because the one copy I could find was $150. I'd like to find it in a book like this, trying to complete the collection. But it was $150, and I said, well, I'll just print it out and read it. Oh my, what I have to tell you what this book says. Number 39. Cry of the Phoenix, Death Rattle of Freedom. The Plan 2000. And a lot of people will say to me, you know, Rick, they've been saying they were going to have a collapse of the system in 2000 and 2012 and etc. It hasn't happened yet. Well, I beg to differ. It's been happening. People have been dying. Technologies have been increasing. Surveillance system is increasing. All kinds of crazy things happen every year. It just hasn't happened to you yet or me yet in that devastating way. But apparently, it will. You have asked and asked for an explanation of the ancient prophecies and where we are today. You want to play in John's revelation and Nostradamus prophecies. We shall deal a bit in those things in this book, in order that you see that it is the unfolding of these very prophecies which are going on about you to this day. So the prophecies are unfolding as per the Bible, and all these pundits and videos on YouTube and religious teachers and books and magazines and movies. We've seen it all, from Hunger Games to Divergent to Mad Max and so many others, clearly saying we are in the end times. The cycle is about to end. Interestingly enough, little tidbits of stuff I learned as I go along. You know, you talk about astrology from Aquarius and Capricorn and Leo and Sagittarius and Scorpio, etc., etc. So there's 12 signs. Which is the first one? And which is the last one of the 12? So when does the cycle begin again? Just an interesting question, because there is a pattern to it. Well, anyways, the last one apparently is Pisces. And the next one, as we all know from that song, Age of Aquarius. We're all entering the age of Aquarius. Or maybe it's Capricorn, that's the last one. But anyways, we're entering the age of Aquarius. We all know that. Well, apparently Aquarius is the first sign. So we're entering a new age, a new cycle. The 12 signs of the past have ended, all through the astrological signs. And Aquarius begins a brand new cycle. FYI. Death Rattle of Freedom, the Plan 2000. Again, you can print these out like I did, free PDF. You don't have to spend years trying to find these things. Just have to buy a good printer and cheap ink. I like those printers where you don't have to buy ink cartridges. You buy the bottle and fill up the tank. You actually get 4,000 pages for like $200, including the ink. You can't run through that in a year or two. I think it's called the Envy printer. Human, the Science of Man, the scientific definition and proof of God, the cosmic order of the universe. Did you want to know about these things? What is creation and how it came to be? The Pleiades Collection, Volume 7. This is number 36. Tracking Down the Killer and Other Forms of Murder. This is number 130. You laugh when one says of being deprived of daily bread. Let them eat cake in memory of Marie the French Great. I would say that it is a toss-up. Either or both is equal in killing Field's ability. The conspirator's plan goes far more fundamentally to the heart of your existence than you could have ever thought. The conspirator's plan goes far more fundamentally to the heart of your existence than you could have ever thought. You are had in every known manner of deprivation and demineralization from mind to body to soul. So what he's saying here, with the industrial complex controlling the food supply, the beverage supply, water supply, everything else, we have been demineralized and we have been fed tons of toxins and poisons, and it produces weak thinking and weak minds and weak activity, and people are struggling just to make ends meet. You know, what is it, 2%, 3-4% of the people on the planet have 98% of the wealth, and the other 95-6% have 2% or less of the wealth all over the world. So it says here, you are had in every manner. It has been going on for a zillion years, and lately you just don't know it. While you reach for the brass ring of lifestyle and junk food. Oh, I didn't mean at the fast food place. I mean everything you eat, not just the fast food, junk food. Just paraphrasing what I'm reading here. This volume honors the ones who came before and tried to get your attention. It is the most important one document you shall ever read. Remember, these were published in the 1980s and 90s, tracking down the killer and other forms of murder. So all these toxins and poisons and pharmaceuticals, we're all being poisoned. We're being slowly killed. Some people are dying, and the coronavirus, and the water shortages or water pollution, fracking, and so much more, dumping chemicals. I've been photographing and videoing the dumping of chemicals in the sky since 2005, publishing videos, and YouTube canceled my channel on July 2019. I had about 600 videos, over 1,000 hours, book reviews, New World Order videos, live streaming events, Sky Spring, and so much more. So it took me a little while to regain a platform, and I usually only get a couple views compared to what I was getting on YouTube. So I think I have to leave it up to the people who watched this video, my videos, to send the links to other people and get the word out. I'm only one man, and other people need to jump in and help. Threads of silk, bands of steel, bondage within the web, tangled webs. Number 51, Phoenix Journals. The threads of silk fall softly about the helpless sleeper, but upon the awakening, the fabric has formed into endless bands of steel from which the being cannot arise and set himself free. Only lighted truth in action can cut these bonds. Only God can provide power to dissolve the web. Now, this attack on humanity, I have to say this, is done by the adversary of God, the Antichrist. And I know people don't want to believe that, but the demonic symbols, the satanic symbols, the sexual perversions, child trafficking, and all this stuff, with all these people arrested, dying in prison, the accusations against politicians, and so much more, it's obvious the satanic forces are in control. And they are doing things trying to deceive people, and they want people to get angry and take up guns and fight back, because then you have joined the dark side. God does not want us to kill people, take up arms, and go to the dark side. As spiritual beings, believe it or not, if you increase your faith in God and your belief in God and trust in God, you might just get lifted off the planet and extracted from this reality when the serious manure hits the fan. And apparently it's going to happen, but getting together in groups of people and go killing other people and doing all of that is what the adversary, the Antichrist forces are desiring that you do. And then they can turn around and start killing people. So whether it's the coronavirus or whatever else they do, stock market collapsing, and they have to enforce martial law, they're banking on people going loony and crazy and trying to get revenge, when simply we are spiritual beings in these biological bodies. And the best that we can hope for is to watch this whole thing with as if it is a movie. Do not partake in killing and stealing and hoarding everything and the evil activities, because time is short, and to do those things when you're going to leave planet Earth eventually, nobody gets off of planet Earth alive. You want to go with spiritual growth. Don't let them deceive you into violence and other criminal activities and horrible things, perversions, people, gangs of people raping people, stealing all the foods, and just the insanity that we see on the TV programs. Be careful. Anyways, these books I've been reading and so many others. God said, "Let there be light," and creation became Palladium's connection. Number 31. AIDS, the last great plague. Apparently, a lot of people are still dying from AIDS. A huge number of people every year. Compared to the 200 people died so far of coronavirus, and the thousands and tens of 20,000s or more dying of AIDS. Isn't that interesting what these tools they're using to deceive everybody? And I have been noticing in the news reports when somebody apparently so-called dies of the coronavirus because maybe they were on a cruise ship or traveling abroad on an airplane, they had underlying conditions. Listen to the news reporters. They keep throwing that in. So they were elderly. They would have probably died of the flu anyways, or died of natural causes within a couple weeks or a month or a year. They had underlying conditions and were elderly and sick. So they really are fabricating this whole thing. AIDS, the last great plague, and this is number 65. Spiral to economic disaster. Some of these books are thinner. Lifeboat measures if you can act now. And like I said, this is number 4. You can go find these PDF journals and the Liberator newspaper and the Contact newspaper from 1990 to 1999. All 120 of these journals free PDF. Download them to your computer like I do. And if you want to print them out, you don't have to spend any money. I did spend $12 or whatever and got a big stapler at the office supply store, as you can see here. So you print out the pages, and just when you're buying the stapler, I think you have to get the one that does up to about 120 pages. They're only like $12. This is 113 pages in this book, and this particular edition, they were going for $150 and $400 and $800, and people can get them for free on the Phoenix Journal website. There's several websites. There was some internal politicking with the publications of these things, but apparently they're not copyrighted. It says so right in the books. This kind of information is not copyrighted. Creation, the sacred universe. The incubation of the phoenix. So again, we're leaving the 12 astrological signs behind us. We're entering a new age, the age of Aquarius, which begins the 12 new signs. So that's just another clue that we are in the end times. And we've all heard the songs, and we've all seen the movies, and we can all see the trends taking place in the advanced technologies, whether it's 5G microwave transmissions, chemicals, toxins, biological weapons being used, and terror, propaganda, even the cartoons for children in the school systems, having the children have meetings with drag queens in London, Britain, and the United States, teaching the children oral sex and other things like that. We've all heard it. It's taking place. Rape, ravage, pillage, and plunder of the phoenix. Number 14. Sapapu Odyssey. Thin book here. Number 1. Wow. On the back of this book. This book is part of a series presented through the drama by entities from the higher plane, higher realms, to assist humankind in understanding on how to move through the times of tribulation. So some of the book in this series are, so the higher dimensional beings are transmitting the information to help us get through the tribulation end times. That sounds kind of important and useful, you think? So this is one book. Another one is And they called his name Emmanuel. I am Sanandra, by Sanandra and Judas Icarus. Another book is Space Gate, The Veil Removed. Another book, Spiral to Economic Disaster. Another book, From Here to Armageddon. Another book, Survival is Only 10 Feet from Hell. Another book, The Rainbow Masters. AIDS, the Last Great Plague. So the books he's mentioning on the back of this book, you've seen some of them that I presented. Satan's Drummers. The secret beat of evil Satan is alive and well. Privacy in a fishbowl, spiral to economic disaster. So you can go on used book sites and put in the Phoenix Journals and find some of these. Like I said, I probably got my first one 4 or 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe even further back than that, and discovered the websites. And I've downloaded all of the PDF journals probably 4 or 5 times in the past 10 years. So they're in my archives on my hard drives, because I figured eventually they would be taken down, and there has been some politicking and battles, and the websites do appear to have problems. Here's another one. End of the Masquerade. Let's pluck the cuckoo bird. It's on the back of this one. This is number 29. To all who would hear God's word in this time of total masquerade, it is time to pull off the mask along with the blindfolds and the earplugs. The time is at hand, and to gain truth and insight and to take action, for your world is in grave danger. In the 80s and 90s, the world was in grave danger. We've seen 2001, we've seen the 2008 stock market collapse, and all these banks too big to fail. And the new country of Israel, with the Zionists controlling the world, is one of the most advanced technological manufacturers, producers in the world. They are preparing, and with all of these technologies to monitor us, tag us, and probably bag us. It is happening. And this thing with the coronavirus, and corona means the glow around the sun, and the sun is a symbol for all of the occult organizations. I was listening to, what was his name? Jordan Maxwell, and he was explaining some of that stuff. So, I don't know everything. I continue to watch videos and read books and do research. But it all appears to be verifying itself. It is what it is, and we're in the end times, and we need to wake up and understand what is about to happen, and the test we're probably going to be experience. And we want to come out of this as people who love each other, not haters. And I believe in the Bible, Jesus added a commandment, and thou shalt love one another. But the evil adversaries, the Antichrist, wants people to hate each other, kill each other. And apparently a lot of people are going to rise up and try to fight back. But they're fighting a cause they can't win. They don't have the technologies or the weapons. And they're just going to turn the whole situation into a nightmare. And if none of us reacted all across America, for example, the evil people couldn't do a darn thing to us. We have to react so that they can act. And they're going to push our buttons to get us to react. Whether it is martial law and quarantine, lockdown, or whatever they do, stock market could crash tomorrow. It's been in the news. They're talking about it. Let's pluck the cuckoo bird. End of the Masquerade. All right, last book. That was number 29. Burnt Offerings and Blood-Stained Sands. Psychopolitics and the Sacrifice of the Phoenix. Do I need to say any more? Psychopolitics and the Sacrifice of the Phoenix. And the phoenix, you see the bird there? Rising of the phoenix from that triangle. What that means is, in order for a new world to begin, the old world, the old phoenix, the old bird, needs to rise up in flames and be destroyed, so that the new Phoenix, the new age, can begin, the new world. So apparently this world is about to end. And God wants our souls to go to heaven and for us to graduate. The adversary, the Antichrist, wants your soul also. So it's a battle for the soul. People can make a mental decision, one of love and giving up one's life and helping other people, or become part of the insane, riotous, vengeful people, which is what these satanic forces are desiring everybody to do. Burnt offerings and blood-stained sands, psychopolitics and the sacrifice of the Phoenix. Series 23. So those are the 19 or 20 books that I have. And you can get them free on the Phoenix Journal website, fourwinds10.com. There's several websites. Look up the Phoenix Journals. Download them free PDF and do it quickly. You can get I forget the brand name of that printer, but the printer's called Envy. And when you walk into the office supply store, they have the one on display right up front. They call it, it has a tank where you fill it up. I think one of the famous sports figures has a picture of himself on the front of the advertisement of these printers. And I've purchased 2 of them, and they do indeed work for a year or 2. I even purchased a $50 warranty on the printer because I didn't think it would make it. But yes, indeed, I've been able to print out tons of stuff for a couple $100. And you just go buy some more bottles of the ink and fill up the tanks, and they just go and go and go. So for a couple $100 and downloading the free PDFs, you can print out your own Phoenix journals, and some of these are going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and the information is just insane, and I believe absolutely necessary. So thank you for watching another one of my videos. Year 2020 Rick Miracle Report, number 27. The Phoenix Journals. Rick Miracle reporting.